Hello, and welcome to my overview of Constellation Brands. To give you a little context about Constellation, it is a distributor of beer, spirits, and premium wines. Has over 100 brands of these three categories. It is the largest distributor of premium wines and third largest beer distributor in the U.S. It's very interesting to note that Constellation operates very much a house of brands brand architecture, in that its brands are very much recognized, but the parent name is really not as well known to many people unless you're really knowledgeable about the industry. So to give you a little context of the industry overall, so with the beer, wine, and spirits, the consumers' preferences have really been shifting the past few years. Really, people are focused on value drinks and cocktails, ones that are really have a very powerful story. They have a uniqueness into the local ingredients. Are really actually willing to pay a premium, which is an interesting phenomenon we're seeing. Exactly that these big companies are really focusing on is emphasizing the local and craft nature of these beers. And that's because there's been a really big shift in this craft movement. Another big thing we're seeing is this premiumization effect. Just people are willing to pay more for these specific labels, and really not realizing that they are part of a bigger label. They're really well known. Additionally, we're seeing with the health increase that mocktails will become more popular, as well as we're seeing that there's predicted to be a major increase in consumption by the year 2021, especially when we look at whiskey. Now, another big phenomenon is of course, digital revolution has really been affecting the how consumers purchase alcohol. When we see these on-demand apps like Uber Eats and Postmates, we've seen some new apps like Minibar and Drizzly that give consumers the ability to order their alcohol and have them delivered to their house. They also can utilize these apps to look at reviews and information on the alcohol they're buying before even leaving the store. Gives them more of an idea of what they're purchasing and gives them more scrutiny with that. I will say, though, that even though this has been a phenomenon, it hasn't been widely adopted. Another big phenomenon that we are seeing is with subscription boxes becoming big. Alcohol, of course, have been creating some beverage options for that as well. Now, another key item to note about this industry is it is very regulated. There is a three-tiered sales system with like these producers, distributor, and the actual sellers. So that's one thing these hurdles these companies must navigate with, but it creates interesting options and opportunities for them as businesses. So sometimes they operate as both the the producer and the distributor. So to give you some idea just of some data facts here, we can see that millennials are the ones making the majority of these digital alcohol sales. Additionally, we're seeing this increase in e-commerce, looking at 55, and just total retail sales in general. Food and alcohol, of course, are being a large portion of that. Yet it is important to note that it is not as mainstream with consumers from a digital side yet. Additionally, we're seeing that craft beer is becoming a huge growth item right now. It is becoming more of in 2016, it was 22% of overall beer sales. So we're seeing again that craft nature is important for these consumers. Now, looking at competition, the direct competitors are who you would expect, as these are other alcohol producers and distributors. Now, indirect, we see companies like Darden and Coca-Cola and Altria. They compete really offering types of substitutes, especially Coca-Cola and Altria offering sodas and tobacco, which of course creates an interesting challenge for the alcoholic beverage producers who need to have a beverage. While of course you have companies like MGM, Carnival, and Darden that are selling these beverages. Now, looking at these brands, all of them emphasize a unique experience. You look at firms like AB InBev and MGM, and Darden specifically are focused on bringing people together. They operate usually a house of brands approach to reach broader consumers and emphasize rich history with natural ingredients. Additionally, we see that brand architecture plays a big role. Like if you look at like MGM, they use a hybrid approach where you can see that they have MGM brands across all their resorts and properties, which creates cohesiveness, but also can create a problem if, say, there is a tampering of one of the hotels could impact the others negatively. As with Coca-Cola and Gallo, they carry very strong reputations, creating a unique challenge if they want to break out of something that's different from what they already produce. So you can see again that companies like Corona are emphasizing experience. Same with MGM. You see this hybrid approach where they have both their parent name and the hotel logos themselves. And again, Gallo trying to promote its premium by de-emphasizing the parent name so they can really promote its premiumization. Now, a quick look at the customer journey map. Looking at my little brother here, he is a college student. And he goes and he's throwing a party to watch the baseball game, which he ends up going and walking to the store, and he sees, of course, a Modelo, which is distributed by um, Constellation. He also sees Mondavi being associated with things that his parents, his family have consumed. While watching the game, they see a Corona commercial and think, let's go to the beach. We're close to Galveston, so they travel down there, buy Corona on the way to sip on the beach. Remember that Corona has a Instagram and sent a picture of their group on the beach to the Instagram account. So you can see there's a lot of touch points there with this variety of brands. So recommendation-wise, I'm recommending that Constellation must maintain its house of brands approach. This allows it to really focus on de-emphasizing its parent name, and it has a lot more breadth and flexibility about introducing different variety of brands to their public and reaching people without a predisposition or presupposition about the brand. Next, it should emphasize unique experiences that bring people together. Again, making that targeting these additional segments and creating that emotional connection. And lastly, Constellation must focus on this uniqueness and locality of its craft offerings. With craft becoming paramount, it is huge that Constellation really focus on emphasizing these brands and localities so it connects with those consumers. That brings us to the end of the presentation. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed it.